Hello, welcome to the third matchup that we have this week of the third bout in the group stage here, the final bout. And for these players, for some of these players, it's all or nothing to advance to the next round. Now, let's take a look at the matchup we are featuring this week. The players we're going to see this time have been featured twice already on the channel. Let's take a look here. We have on the left Luminous from Japan. We have on the right Snotsss from the United States. We don't have an extra fragment this time. I've been very time constrained due to work, and it takes time to get a little bit creative. Perhaps for that will be for the knockout, perhaps. But let's take a look at the matchup and the battles that we have instead. So these are the teams that we have. It's Show 8, Band 2, Block 2. Again, Open Great League, as we've seen many times on this channel right now. The battles that we've seen that these world players are playing. The green Pokemon are blocked, so those cannot be banned. And the most interesting thing here is I know that Japanese top players really like Dragonite. Both players actually brought Shadow Dragonite to their matchup, and Snotsss actually blocked it. Not the Japanese player, the American player blocked the Shadow Dragonite. Actually looks quite good against Luminous team as well. Let's take a look at what these players are banning. We see that Snotsss banned the opposing Shadow Dragonite and the Shadow Alolan Ninetales from Luminous, and that makes that Shadow Dragonite even better. It does not do bad against Reggie because the Dragon Breaths add up and you have superpower to do massive damage there, so I do like those bans. We see from Luminous, he banned the Shadow Swampert and the Venusaur, again making that Lantern very good, which might really be necessary because with Spark you can actually still deal with that Dragonite. Take a look at these battles here. We have on the left Luminous, we have on the right Snotsss, their teams. We only have one perspective for the first two that will be Snotsss, from the third that will be Luminous, which will be easy to recognize because Luminous game is in Japanese. Let's take a look at this first battle here. These are Discord recordings, so they might be a little bit not of the most beautiful quality, but they should be just fine. Let's take a look. We have Shadow Dragonite into Lantern. This is probably where Luminous wants this. Not so great for Snotsss. I would expect Spark on this. It is Spark indeed. But Snotsss has two Pokemon in the back that can deal better with it. Probably not even going to try and catch. I would assume that at some point you kind of want to get out of here as Snotsss. Also the Surf Bait that really hurts, which honestly still would do like a whopping 30% because Dragonite is so fragile. And going for that superpower here, this also gives away that you're likely to swap out. So let's take a look what Luminous does. Shields that superpower. I think a Dragonclaw would not have KO'd. A superpower may have from there. So I like that play from Snotsss on the other hand. Still, the Thunderbolt coming in from Luminous, probably realizing he kind of needs that chip because otherwise you lose the 0 shields here as the Medicham. Assuming he runs, he doesn't run a fighting charge attack, of course. Both players also have Medicham and Deoxys, so interesting pick to bring this Registeel from Snotsss. Probably trying to catch that Lickitung in the back if there was one, but it is met by the Medicham. Takes it out with an Ice Punch here. Now you have the opportunity to gain energy though on that Dragonite, but an Ice Punch will definitely KO all Dragonites in the game, so you gotta shield this one. The third Ice Punch is still 6 counters. It is only the fourth Ice Punch that is 5. So you still have some time to farm this down. Look at those Dragon Breaths. They are melting this Medicham. Throwing the Dragonclaw. Afraid that Luminous will get to that Ice Punch here. And it is shielded actually. And swapping out immediately. Still, Luminous throwing that move here. Is this a Psychic? It is only an Ice Punch. So far, he got some really good catches here, and in the back is the opposing Registeel. Look at that, it's Dynamic Punch. This is pretty good for Snotsss. Still has a pretty healthy Dragonite that can put in some work. This Registeel is not going to like the Dynamic Punch. In fact, it's going to get countered down here, and I think this is looking very good for Snotsss. I think those two catches from Snotsss are really decisive here, because the energy has never been really thrown on that Dragonite. No attack drop there either. And I think the opposing Medicham gets countered down. The Lantern is about in Psychic range. I believe it's quite low. Yeah, Medicham comes in, gets countered down, and in comes the opposing Medicham. And I love this play from Snotsss. Not revealing that Psychic, which I think will do comparable damage regardless to Psychic. So really well played, not revealing the Psychic there either. So Luminous at this point has no idea what the moveset is or the third charge stack is on Snotsss Metachamp. Anyway, let's take a look at the next game. One thing that I do notice, by the way, about these matchups is that they both have Medicham and Deoxys. And one thing that Deoxys has going for it is that it can take on the Medicham really well. It generally wins that because the Thunderbolt's more efficient. And I did not see these recordings yet, by the way. This is just pure coincidence that we now see the Deoxys from Luminous. Go for the Psycho Boost right away, trying to force those shields here. And this would do a lot of damage as well to the Dragonite. So you kind of just shoot everything here. In comes the Lantern. Yeah, you don't really have an answer here. But you're also not weak to this. It's the whole same team from Snotsss here. Dragonclaw comes in. Does very neutral damage. But very, very much as well. And ooh, on the charge attack priority here. I'm not sure if this will take out Lantern. But yeah, it's gonna do a lot of damage. Looks like the Discord's recording freezes a little bit. Yeah, look at how low that actually gets. You kind of need this Dragonite though, because both your Pokemon in the back suck against Deoxys. They suck. Especially, you don't have Ice Punch on Medicham either, so you only deal resistant damage. Luminous might not know it yet, but he's in a pretty good spot at this point. But you don't really have anything to deal with this Dragonite though. Anything on your team takes a lot of damage, except Registeel, but Registeel is slow to the charge moves. It is the Registeel, as not swapping in immediately into his own. Interesting play, because now you're going to eat a Focus Blast first, and that allows Luminous to farm down with Deoxys potentially. I think Snotsss was hoping that that Luminous would swap out into his Deoxys, but no, he throws a Focus Blast. Not even sure if the time was up. Going for the Zap Cannon there, getting that debuff, but it's for nothing because now Deoxys comes in, farms down. This Deoxys is really freaking dangerous right now. It has so much. Yeah, you gotta come in with the Medicham here because your Dragonite's not gonna live any of that. Getting denied a counter as well. That feels bad. But yeah, you only have resisted charge attacks here. Thunderbolt comes through. Yeah, as you see here with those counters and two Thunderbolts, it's just gonna knock out Medicham. That's exactly what makes Deoxys so much better in this matchup. Because you have that much better neutral charge attack, you beat Medicham quite consistently. Psychic comes through, resisted, doesn't do that much. Looks like Luminous is just letting it go. Another Thunderbolt. Do you swap into the Dragonite now? It does not swap just yet. He needs... Oh, man. Oh, no. Oh, man. Yes. Oh, yeah. I don't know what's going on. I thought maybe he was going to eat a Psycho Boost there by swapping it a little bit too late, but it was just perfect. But how are you going to deal with this Registeel, though? Getting the Superpower, then maybe get to Dynamic Punch? Perhaps that is your play. I don't know if the Medicham can get there. It's very, very low. You probably want to go Focus Blast or Flash Cannon as Luminous here. Because it costs less energy. You really need that Dynamic Punch to win this battle because the counters are not going to do enough here. It's a whole Zap Cannon. Interesting. I think you win this as Snotsss. Yep. This Dynamic Punch should take out that Registeel. Yeah, that does it. That's a 2-0 score right now for Snotsss. So very, very well played. This is not an easy opponent. The Dragonite obviously puts in a lot of work here. That was a really clutch farm. I love that play. So for the third battle, we have Luminous perspective. Keep that in mind. And you recognize because it's in Japanese. We see here the Medicham mirror. And look at that. We see the ABA counter here from Luminous. Drawing out that Leaky Tongue with the Deoxys. This is... You know, Deoxys and Medicham are very similar in performance. However... Deoxys does much worse in this particular matchup. Your counters do less than that of Medicham. The licks add up more because Deoxys has higher defense but really low HP. So that means that like one-turn moves just do, like even lock-ons do more in general to Deoxys compared to other like Medicham. I don't think this kills yet. Generally, Deoxys doesn't win this matchup. Oh, and look at that. Luminous not tapping for a little bit. He wants energy on his other Pokemon instead. I think Luminous realizes it has to be that Dragonite in the back. And with the Sableye in this spot, you have to bring the Dragonite into this Sableye. So I love this play from Luminous. Yeah, it is a Dragonite. Dragonite doesn't exactly faint to one foul play, but I think it does like 70%. So you got you gotta shield that. And then going back into the matchup, interesting. Oh, but look at that. There's no Psychic on his... oh, and catching that Ice Punch on the matchup. It's a really good play by Snotsss. The thing is, though, you don't have Psychic for the mirror, which is kind of troublesome. But I think what Luminous wants here is to gain energy on his own Sableye to try and win this battle. Not gonna be easy, but... Ice Punch comes through. It just doesn't do damage. You kind of really want to have Psychic in this matchup. Yeah, Psychic takes it out. And now you need to get to 2 foul plays. I think this is somewhat manageable. Obviously, the Dragon Claws are going to do way more, but if you get too low in HP... Yeah, it looks like he does shield that one. Because if you get too low in HP, the Dragonite will just farm you down. I'm not sure if you can outpace the Dragonite, though, at this point. Can you? The third foul play is 5 only. And looks like he is at the double, but it's a charge attack priority. If Dragonite has 2 here, that means that Snotsss will 3-0 Luminous here. We're about to find out. First foul play coming in. Does Dragonite have 2 moves? Then it's over. If not, then Luminous can take 1 point here at least in this matchup. And yeah, we see a Dragon Breath come through. That means Snotsss did not have the move just yet. So foul play coming through. And that's 1 point secured for Luminous there. Very well played. A very difficult matchup against that Shadow Dragonite, which can be more impressive than Altaria again in some matchups. Such as this one. So yeah, looking at this group that these players were in and their factions, Luminous from Indian Titans, Elite, and Snotsss from Muddy Water. Looks like Snotsss did not make it through. They did have more battle wins than Hydra Esports. The Hydra Esports won 2 bouts here, which means that Muddy Water, unfortunately, does not make it past the group stage. Indian Titans Elite, however, 3 bouts, 3 wins. Very, very impressive with a very stacked roster as well. So, yeah, hope you liked the video. We have one more for bout 3 of the group stage, and then we go into the knockout phases from King of the Hill as well. All right, see you in the next video.